The question says calculate the area covered by the orthophoto map on the topographical map. Okay, let's look at our maps. This is my orthophoto map and this is my topographical map. The orthophoto map has a scale of 1:10,000. The topographical map has a scale of 1:50,000. Now the question is saying calculate the area covered by the orthophoto map on the topographical map. If you look closely at my topographical map, it says here area of orthophoto map. So this area which is demarcated in red is our orthophoto map. The small portion of the topographical map was enlarged to create the orthophoto map. So when we are finding the area of the orthophoto map, we simply find the area of this red rectangle. Okay, now to find the area, we need to measure. We need to find our map distance. We need to measure in centimeters. So my side with centimeters does not have those smaller lines, so I'll have to use my millimeters. But I know that my 10 will represent my 1 centimeters, my 20 will represent my 2 centimeters, etc, etc. So let's measure. At the top, I'm getting a, looks like a 3,4. And then on the side, let's look at the side, I'm getting a 3,6, 3,7. So I'm working with a 3,4 and a 3,6. So we are working with a 3,4 centimeter and 3,6 centimeter. Now our formula for area equals length times breadth. Our formula for area is length times breadth. Now we have our two sides, 3,4 centimeters and 3,6 centimeters. Our length must always be the longest side. So our 3,6 is our length and our breadth is 3,4. Our length must be the longest side. Okay. Now to find our answer, we'll do this. I'm going to open two big brackets, two very big brackets. Okay, so in this bracket I'm going to find my length. In this bracket I'm going to find my breadth, and then this multiplication sign I can just put it here. So when we are finding area in geography, we don't just take 3,6 times 3,4. Your answer will be wrong, because we need to consider our scales. We need to consider our scale. So I told you guys the length is the longest side, which is 3,6. So in this bracket I must have 3,6 and not 3,4. I'm getting the area is length times 6. Sorry, the area is length times breadth. So I must start with 3,6, and then I need to multiply the 3,6 to a scale. Okay, let's go back to the question. The question says calculate the area covered by the orthophoto map on the topographical map. So we are working on the topographical map. When we used our ruler, we measured on the topographical map. So we need to use the scales of the topographical map. Okay, so our scale for kilometers is 1:2, supposed to be 1:0,5 for a topographical map, and for the orthophoto map is 1:0,1. So since I'm working in kilometers on the topographical map, I have to look at this side of my scale. So I'm working kilometers, I must multiply by 0,5. So times 0,5. But if I was working on the orthophoto map, I was going to multiply by 0,1. Okay, so my length is sorted. My breadth is 3,4 centimeters. Units are very important. Let's fix it here, centimeters. Times, we are still working on the topographical map in kilometers. So I go back to my scales. I multiply by the 0,5 because it is in kilometers, right? So times 0,5 equals. Now let's use our calculator. So the first one is 3.6 centimeters times 0.5. The answer is 1,8 kilometers. I'm sure you've noticed that in this step I just put centimeters. I only put the kilometers after I've multiplied these two. Okay, so it's 1,8 kilometers times 3,4 centimeters times 0.5 which gives us 1,7 kilometers, which equals to, so we have our 1.8 times our 1.7, which equals to 3,06 kilometer squared. X times x is x squared, so kilometer times kilometer is also kilometer squared. So let's go back. Our formula is length times breadth. The length is the longest side, hence I used 3,6 first, and then the 3,4 goes on this side. I did not just take 3,6 times 3,4. I started by multiplying to my scales. Since I'm working with kilometers, I went to my table with scales. Here are my kilometers. We have 0,1 and 0,5. If I was working with orthophoto, it was going to be times 0,1, but I'm working on the topographical map, so it was times 0.5. Same goes for my breadth. I multiply these two, I had a 1,8 kilometer. I multiply these two, I had a 1.7 kilometer, and then multiplied both to get 3,06 kilometer squared. Units are very important.